Hello, hello. If you're watching this part of the video, you're watching the replay. So make sure to use hashtag replay so I can thank you so much for watching. If you want to be notified anytime I go live, all you need to do, press down on my face, hit follow, ring the bell. And if another presenter shared this video with you, please make sure you go back and you shop with her. For those of you new here, welcome. My name is Katie. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I work full-time. I love makeup and skincare. I truly believe every single woman wants to look and feel her best and have the tools and the resources to help you get there. Excuse me. Today, I'm going to be doing a step-by-step Derby Day look for you. We are hosting some family later on today, and so I thought I would go live and share with you my step-by-step tutorial. Now, I will tell you before I get started, always, I make sure to put on my Moodstruck Eye Primer. This is great at really allowing my pigments to pop, prevent them from creasing, and hold them in place all day long. If you are not using an eye primer, I definitely recommend you check out the Younique Moodstruck Eye Primer. It is amazing. And then on my face, I use the Touch Glorious Face Primer. This is great at filling in your fine lines and wrinkles and holding your makeup in place all day long. I like to put on my primer about 5 minutes or so before I do my makeup. It really gives it a chance to dry, to set. And so I like to do that before I get started in my lives, just so that way it's not like delaying that much longer whenever you get started and watching the video to when you see me putting on the primer. A couple of things, because I did get a message earlier today asking when the liquid collagen is coming back in stock. So it will be sometime this upcoming week. If you need to get on my pre-order list for the liquid collagen, make sure you say liquid collagen in the comments so I can add you. And don't forget, if you're not in my group, make sure you say group in the comments. I have a group that I have over on Facebook that I use for, and I'm doing like a bunch of giveaways right now. I actually need to announce some giveaway winners, and I think I'm going to do it tomorrow on Mother's Day. I think that would be really fun. And then if you want to be notified whenever there's new specials going on, new products released, products retiring, products back in stock, make sure you say chat in the comments below. All right, so let's get into this. I'm going to do a step-by-step makeup look. I have been using the Moodstruck Addiction palette number 9 a lot lately, so I'm going to use some of that. I'm going to use a little bit of the beloved palette 3. You all know I'm obsessed with that. So I'm going to kind of bounce around and do a couple of different things for the eye makeup look. But again, I want to do something really soft and pretty for Derby. Yesterday was Oaks Day, and so I did a little bit of like a pink look. I did not go live yesterday. I was kind of rushed. I don't even know, like, I feel as though by the time the end of the week comes, it's just like trying to just do everything I can to have a productive day. And I was in the office yesterday and busy. So I'm just using my Deluxe brush, and I'm taking a little bit of this pigment right here. It's called Optimal. I'm taking that all over the lid. I like to use this all over the lid to kind of help balance out the tone of the lid. Just right off the bat, I feel like it gives you a more youthful appearance when you do that with your lid, is to have a nice like skin tone type of shade on the lid. All right, let me snooze that bad boy. All right, so next I'm going to take this palette, this pigment here. It's called Introverted. I'm going to take that on with my fluffy crease brush. And again, the palette 9 is available on the website if you've not ordered that. I definitely recommend checking it out. I think it's fabulous for pretty much like any season. And the pigments that are in this palette are designed so that you can just wear like one or a couple. But then if you want to like have a solidified look that's really like no brainer, you can wear the pigments across or up and down, and it creates a look. So when this palette first came out, I did a bunch of tutorials kind of going in each direction to kind of show you the different looks that you could create with the palette. If you're watching over on YouTube, you can find all of those videos. I have a playlist called Eyes, and I'm sure it's called Moodstruck Addiction Palette 9. This is palette 9, and all of those like created tutorials are on there. But sometimes I like to do a really simple look, so I may just use a single shadow or two. And then other times like today, I'm going to be doing like a full shebang look with this palette. All right. So now I'm going to go in with this brown here in the middle. It's called Amiable. And it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. Nothing too crazy. It's a little bit darker than that transition color that I used, the Introverted. And I like to just put this in the outer corner. I make sure that whenever my eye is open, that you can still see that pigment that I'm putting in the outer corner. So I bring it up a little bit higher there. You can see it's a little bit higher than this side. I like to do that just so that way when the eye's open, you can still see that pigment. And then what I'll do here in a minute is I'll use my blending brush and I'll really kind of blend that out. So there's no harsh lines. It's nice and smooth and fabulous. But I really like to start building that darker color, that darker pigment in the outer corner to add that depth to the eye look. All right, so I'm going to just take that up. Then whatever's left on the brush, then I kind of do a very light kind of windshield wiper motion into the inner corner just a little bit to help create that transition and smooth that out. Again, I try to do it kind of above where that crease is for me. So then that way, again, when the eye is open, you're still seeing a little bit of that pigment. So another great tool, again, if you've not purchased some new brushes recently, I definitely recommend taking a moment and investing in some great brushes. I feel like that's one reason I'm able to create the looks that I create is because I have the tools that I've invested in the tools to create the looks. And the blending brush is great because, again, it helps you blend out. You don't want to ever have any harsh lines. I always say, when in doubt, blend it out. And that really will pull the eye look all together. All right. So there you have it. I've done that part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my metallics. You all know I love a good metallic. These here are from the Beloved Volume 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go in with this gold color right here. It's kind of like an old gold, and I'm going to take that onto the ring finger. I'm going to press that all over the lid, just like that. I like to use the ring finger. It applies the least amount of pressure to the eye. The skin around your eye is super, super sensitive. So you don't want to put too much pressure onto the lid. You want to treat that skin super fragile. And I like to use my ring finger because I feel like the pigments pop so much better than with a brush. And I just press it in. Anytime you start to kind of work a brush with the metallics, it can kind of make it look a little dirty. My pick for the Derby. Great question. Great question. Summer is tomorrow. My pick for the Derby is Summer is tomorrow. When we watched the news at lunch, I think it was like 42-1. The odds were not in my favor. But I'd love to hear in the comments below what your Derby pick is. Mine is Summer is Tomorrow. My son's is Tis the Bomb. And then my husband and my stepdaughter's picks are the favorites. So anyway, all right, I'm going to go in now a little bit with the darker pigment again in palette 9 and just kind of, I'm really kind of just making that so it's a ombre. It really transitions really nicely into that gold. Pressing that in the outer corner. And when I typically do a little bit more of a dramatic eye makeup look, I typically do my eyes first and then I go in with my foundation. That's just how I like to do it. And then I also will do a little bit more with smoking out the lower lash line to bring that look all together. All right, so that's a good start for the eyes. I'm sure I'm going to add more to it as I get into the foundation. All right, thanks for the love. I see the hearts. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. All right, so I want to do a little bit more of a foundation today. So let's go in. Let's go in with the spray foundation in the color Chiffon. I'm going to shake this up really, really well. If you have not transitioned your foundation for the summer months, now is the time. You don't want to wait until you start getting color. Of course, I use my Younique tanning drops for my face, and I mix that in with my La Roche-Posay SPF 20. I'm just taking the spray foundation, not necessarily going under my eye. I'm going to use a little bit of concealer there in a second. And I'm blending it out with the Kabuki brush. So definitely, if you have not gotten your summer shade in your foundation, this is your reminder. This is your sign to make sure you get that. I have all the foundations all the time. Because with going to Florida and then also with the Sunless Tanner, I feel like in any given month, I can go between 3 or 4 different shades. I'm going to go in and just press a little bit more onto the cheeks here. Press, press, press. The spray foundation is great if you want full coverage, all right? If you want full lightweight coverage, it's more of a satin finish. So if you want a matte finish, you're going to want to go in with some pressed powder. It is great for all skin types. I go down my neck so I don't have any dreaded makeup lines. It's super lightweight, full coverage, amazingness. Love the spray foundation. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. I'm not going to go too light. This winter, whenever Younique had their concealer on sale, I got the shade Velour in the Skin Solutions concealer. Where's my concealer section here? There we go. And it's not as light as Organza. It's a shade darker than Organza. Organza is great if you struggle with dark circles and you're trying to counterbalance that. I'm very fortunate. I do not have those hereditary dark circles. So I can get away with just a concealer. I like to do a shade lighter to help brighten up the under eye, but I'm not trying to cover up dark circles. So if you're covering up dark circles, I recommend that you go with a pink undertone. And if you need help, make sure you just say chat in the comments below and I'll message you and we can chat. All right, so I'm just taking the end of my powder concealer brush to help press in that concealer. I also like to use for the concealer my ring finger. Just the warmth of that skin to kind of press that in is fabulous. Yeah, that looks amazing. Amazing. I'm going to go in really quick. I'm just going to take a little bit of I don't know why, I have a habit of shaking my setting product. I'm going to go in, I'm going to set my face. With the Prime and Set Mist. I still need to go in. I need to go in with my contour, but with your spray foundation and your concealer, especially your spray foundation, it's really lightweight. It can move. Your concealer can move as well. So I try to make sure that I give that like an initial set to hold it in place so that way it doesn't start to get creasy on me. All right. I'm going to go in. I'm going to fill in my brows a little bit. Hey, Karen, how's it going? Let me know also, you all, what your derby picks are in the comments. Like mine, I said earlier, it's Summer Tomorrow. Summer is Tomorrow, I think is what the name is my pick. I have no idea where my brow stuff is. I'll just pick this one. This is the one that you can't get anymore. But you can get the duo. I like to just take a little bit and fill in right here. When you fill in your brows, it's going to give you a more youthful appearance and really help frame the eyes. I'm very fortunate. I have fabulous brows, so I don't use a whole lot to fill them in, but a little bit helps for sure. And I like to use the pomade to really smooth out my brows. They're thick, they're long, so I smooth them out and hold them in place, just like that. Fabulous. All right, so now that my Prime and Set mist has dried, now I'm going to go in with my contour and some of my additional products. I love the Beachfront Bronzer. It has a little bit of shimmer to it. We also have our new matte bronzers as well. This is a tapered blush brush that I'm using for my contour. And I start at the hairline and I pull the product down to kind of chisel out the cheeks. You want to go to about where your eyebrow starts. If you pull it too far down, it kind of will look like you have facial hair. And then I like to go along my forehead to make it look like I actually have a 4-head and not a 5-head. And I'm not dipping back into the product. I'm just taking whatever's left. I don't spend a whole lot of time contouring. You can get really nitty gritty with it. I do like to do it though, because when you put on your foundation, it flattens everything out. So this adds that depth and dimension that's naturally how the light hits your face. It's adding it back in, but where you want it. And I'm just taking I have the old powder puff brush. I really want to order the new one. The hairs are different. And I'm just blending out that contour, and I'm taking it up and away. I'm not dragging it down. I don't want to drag the face down. I want to lift everything up. But when I blend out for my neck, I definitely pull it down. And that really gives that distinct jawline. Look at that. Fabulous. Coming together. I feel like when I have foundation and contour on, my look is really coming together. Pressed blusher. I have talked about it and I'll continue to talk about it all summer. If you don't have supple, you need it in your life. It's going to give you that sun-kissed glow, whether you've gotten 0 sun or a bunch of sun. All right, so I'm just pressing that into the cheeks, taking it up right above where I put that contour. All right, so now let's go back into the eyes. We're going to touch that up some more. I'm going to go in with that darker brown in the middle here that I used, and I'm going to take that right along the lower lash line to help kind of smoke out the eye. So again, I'm using that Moodstruck Addiction Palette 9 and smoking out the eyes. And then what I like to do is when I get towards the end, I don't take it all the way in. I take it to about the pupil. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of that gold. I'm going to put that in the inner corner. And then right here in the inner corner, if I don't throw the palette around, I'm going to take a little bit of this one here. It's called Appreciative, and I'm going to put that right in the inner corner. All right. Hey, Claudia from Canada. How are you? Are you having a wonderful Saturday? I hope so. I love your picture too, by the way. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my pristine pencil liner in white. White is pristine. I'm going to take that into the waterline. I love to use this to help really brighten up the eye. You can get this as part of the May special with Younique. The special is any eyeliner, lash primer or lash serum, and a mascara for like 18% savings. The best deal is to add on the cleansing balm, which I did. Oh, here it is. Add on the cleansing balm, and you can save 23%. It's a really, really good deal. Love it. All right. Thank you. I like white Arborio. Is that how you say it? Going strictly in looks. Beautiful gray horse. Ooh, I love that, Karen. Yes, we normally do a lot based off of how the horse looks as well. I liked the name of mine. That's why I picked that one. Summer is tomorrow. All right, now I'm going to go in with my Dip and Draw liner. So this is another option. If you don't want the pencil liner, you can get the liquid liner. It's the better deal of the two liners if you get the liquid. And I'm going to just take that, stamp it right along the lash line there. On either side. And I like to look down in a mirror so I can kind of see what I'm doing. I stamp it because I'm left-handed. I'm not the best at drawing straight lines. It was funny because I am not allowed to use a knife. One Christmas day, I accidentally was trying to use a steak knife to cut open a box. I know, safety first, not a good idea. And I cut my finger. So anyway, this morning my husband said, "Did you use this knife?" I said, "No, if I use any knife, I use a steak knife." And he just rolled his eyes. So I don't use a lot of cutting tools. That's why also here in the makeup studio, I have safety scissors, safety first. All right, I'm going to go in with the Lucrative Lip Gloss in Luxe. It's a great nude. I love that. Doesn't that look fabulous? So that way, when you're drinking your mint juleps, you don't have lip color going everywhere. You could do a lip stain. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the Lash Primer. I got a question this morning about what I do to keep my lashes from clumping. Definitely make sure that in between your mascara coats that you let your mascara dry. But another technique is to use the Lash Primer because this does a really nice job of separating your lashes. And again, this is part of the May special. The Lash Primer you can use with any of your other mascara products. The Younique Lash Primer has actually won some awards. And I love it because it really helps condition my lashes. But like I said, I have noticed a huge difference in how they really help to separate my lashes. So on days like today, when I'm going to be doing a lot of makeup, a lot of mascara, I want to make sure that I use my Lash Primer as that first step to really help condition and separate my lashes. I have to go downstairs and paint. We're doing built-ins. So I have to get ready now before we host everybody. And then I have to paint the built-ins. So fingers crossed I can do that smoothly. All right, so now I'm going in with the Twisted Mascara. All right, now when you use your Lash Primer, you don't always have to let that dry all the way before you go in with your mascara. You can, but I would recommend trying it both ways. For me, I like when my Lash Primer is still a little bit wet and I go in with my mascara. I'm going to be using the small wand of the Twisted Mascara. So this mascara, there's actually two wands. All right, so there's your bigger wand and here's your smaller one. A lot of times when people have not watched a video by me or any other Younique presenter, they don't always realize that this mascara has two wands. Make sure, one, you read the instructions because it says it on there. But two, when you watch a video with me, you will see I almost always show you both wands because it never fails. Somebody's like, "Oh, the mascara's okay. The wand's kind of weird." I'm like, "Did you find the bigger wand?" That is my first question. Did you find the bigger wand? And they're like, "What?" So then I show them the video where I say, "Okay, look at the two wands. There's two wands, you all." So there's two wands. The little wand is great at that initial first coat of mascara, getting those really hard to reach lashes right there in the inside. And again, I'm looking down so I don't get mascara all over my gorgeous eye makeup look. I also make sure that I get every little lash that's on the outside there. And I'm just pulling that mascara through those lashes. All right. I also like to use the little wand for my lower lashes as well, because those lashes are typically really, really long. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to let this completely dry down, and then I'm going to go in with my Moodstruck Epic 40 One-Step Fiber Mascara. So again, as part of the May special, you can pick between the Twisted Mascara or the 40 Mascara. I recommend like get 2 of the May specials. So you can get one twisted 140 mascara. You can get one pencil liner. You can get one liquid eyeliner, and then you can get either you can get the lash primer and the lash serum, and then get the cleansing balm because it's an amazing product to remove your makeup in the most gentle way, and you're going to want 2 of them. All right, so there you have it. There is my Derby Day makeup look step by step. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Let me know in the comments who your pick is, and good luck. Have a great day.